I think we need to be more honest with ourselves. I think a lot of us are surrounded by people or with people who we know deep down don't really love us. They simply tolerate us. We know they tolerate us because whenever we're around them, our presence feels like a burden. Or even the words that they use to us aren't really reflective of love. Or even their actions aren't reflective of love. But we stay and we settle. We settle for their tolerance instead of leaving. And here's the thing. They're not even the issue. You are the issue. You're willing to settle for tolerance because deep down you tolerate yourself. You're willing to settle for them tolerating you because deep down you also tolerate yourself. See, everything in your life is a reflection of you. Everything that you have in your life and everyone that is in your life in this moment is a reflection of you. See, a person that really loves themselves, a person that has fully accepted themselves, everything in their life has to reflect their self-love. But whenever you don't really love yourself, whenever you tolerate yourself, you're willing to settle for less than you deserve, because deep down in your heart, you don't feel as if you could find better. You gaslight yourself and you say to yourself, maybe this is the best I can do. Maybe if I were to leave, maybe no one else is going to tolerate me, right? You settle for their tolerance because deep down, that is how you feel about yourself, right? See, you deserve so much better. You deserve so much better than you're settling for. There are people in this world who will love you and accept you as you are. There are people in this world who are looking for someone just like you. But if you don't recognize your value, if you don't love yourself, if you're willing to stay in a situation in which you're tolerated, how are you going to find these people who love you? Right? How are you going to find better if all you do is think to yourself and gaslight yourself that this is what you deserve? You deserve more, right? Your main relationship is the one that you have with yourself. And so if you don't work to get to a place in which you fully accept yourself and love yourself, you're always going to settle for tolerance. You're always going to settle for less than you deserve. And this obviously, goes mostly for romantic relationships, right? But it also extends to family and friends as well. But when it comes on to romantic relationships, I don't know, there's something vulnerable about it, right? There's something about romantic relationships that, for the most part, I think, brings out certain aspects of ourselves. I think romantic relationships hold up a mirror to us because of the vulnerability attached to romantic relationships, right? So this is why I tell people all the time, you look at someone, right, and look at the person that they choose. Look at the relationship that they're willing to settle for, and it will tell you everything that you need to know about them, right? Healthy people who love themselves, right? The people that they're in relationships with, they reflect their self-love. But people who have not gotten to that place, they're willing to settle for toxic relationships. They're willing to settle for people who mistreat them. They're willing to settle for people who they have to consistently chase after their love and chase after their validation. Romantic relationships expose holes within people more than any other relationship, right? Excuse me. And so you have to be the one to look at yourself in the mirror, right? Look at yourself, and you have to realize that you're settling for their tolerance because you have not come to a place in which you love yourself. When you accept yourself, you only deserve things that reflect your self-love, right? That's the only thing you can do. And I'm going to be honest, I was at that place in my life, at one point in which I was willing to settle for just about anything because I didn't really love myself. I didn't see the value in me, right? But how can people see value in you if you don't see value in your own self, right? Even if someone was to come along, right now in your present state, right? If someone was to come along who saw immense value in you, right? You would immediately push them away. And you would push them away because you wouldn't believe that they actually see value in you. You would sabotage that relationship. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people, when something healthy comes to them, they're not willing to see that healthiness because they've gotten so used to toxicity. And at the same time, they don't really love themselves. So in their minds, they're thinking, why would this person like me? Why would this person love me? What value do they see in me? I don't even see that value in myself. So why would they see value in me? What is there? Right? It's all coming from you. Most people in this world are in toxic situations because deep down they haven't come to a place of self-love. But in this moment in time, you can do the introspection. You can reflect, right? You can go within yourself and first realize that your acceptance of tolerance comes from your own self-tolerance. You can do the work. And the work first starts with introspection, right? It first starts with recognizing those patterns within you, right? It first starts with picking yourself apart and realizing that you're the one tolerating yourself and everything that's coming in your life is simply a reflection of you, right? Your life gets no better than the love that you have for yourself. And this goes beyond even relationships. A lot of us are willing to settle for mediocre jobs, jobs that we don't like, jobs that we don't love, instead of going out and pursuing our passion, because deep down we don't believe or love ourselves, right? Everything begins with you. You didn't come in this world to settle for tolerance. You didn't come in this world to settle for mediocrity. You deserve so much better. The only thing wrong with you is you believe that something is wrong with you. You create a narrative in your mind in which you see yourself as a villain and you see yourself as a victim, and you believe that you don't deserve anything good. But you do, right? There's so much greatness, there's so much potential, there's so much love within you that is waiting to come out and express itself. There are people right now looking for you, and how can they find you in this place in which you feel broken, right? How can they love you correctly if you don't love yourself, right? You deserve so much better. You didn't come into this world for tolerance. You came into this world for love. You exist for love, right? But you first have to be the one to recognize and find that love for yourself within yourself. And then you go out into this world and find people who reflect your self-love. But once again, it all starts from you. And you have to wake up and see your value. You have to wake up and realize that you deserve so much more. You deserve better, right? You deserve so much more than you're willing to settle for. So I say all this to say, analyze the people in your life. Analyze them. Ask yourself, do they reflect love, or are they simply tolerating you? Go within yourself as well and really ask yourself, why am I willing to settle for tolerance instead of love? Why do I feel as if I don't deserve better? Why am I willing to settle for less than I deserve? Really ask yourself that question. And once you get to the root of it, you'll realize that you don't really love yourself. You tolerate yourself. And that is why you're willing to settle for tolerance. But every day is a new day, right? Every day is a new day to be better than you are. I think it's Nietzsche that said, our second life begins when we realize that we only have one, right? But to me, our second life begins once we realize that we're not loving ourselves correctly. That's when life truly begins. Your life begins with self-love. Good things can only come into your life once you learn to love yourself. And even beyond that, good things can only stay in your life once you come to a place in which you fully love and accept yourself. But you have to do the introspection and do the work to get to that place. But you don't deserve tolerance. You deserve love. And you have to wake up and see the value that is within you. Right? You deserve better. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here with me. And I really hope you really recognize your value. You didn't come into this world to be tolerated. You came into this world to love and give love and receive love. Right? You exist for love, not tolerance. I know at this point in your life, you're not at a place in which you fully accepted yourself. And that's okay. We're all working towards it. You know, self-love is really a journey. It's something that we embark on every day. But as someone who's coming from a place of tolerating myself as well, I am telling you that you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve people who love you. But before you can, accept people in your life who love you, and before you can find people who can love you, you have to give that love to yourself. You have to love you, because everything starts with you. So thank you for watching once again, and I get back with y'all in the next one. Peace and blessings.